Hey guys, Charlie here from StogieReview.com with another cigar review video. It's been a while since I've been able to get out here. You know, everything at work has been crazy busy. The weather hasn't exactly been cooperating. I had family in town for Easter, but now I'm back. And just as I start talking, the wind kicks up, and you probably hear that in the microphone. And I'm seeing the screen move a little bit, and now there's an ambulance coming by, so everything is stacked against me. And you know, to cap it all off, it's 90 degrees out here in Virginia, which is rather high for you know, pretty early in March. So anyway, happy to get out today, and for your viewing pleasure and my smoking pleasure, I have the Los Regalos Quetzal. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a new cigar from Emilio Cigars, the empire ruled over by the infamous Gary Griffith. So this is actually, Los Regalos is a new brand that he's developing under the Emilio banner that he owns. So it's not, you know, one of the brands that he's brought in for his distribution channels, you know, like, you know, Ezra Zion and 1502 and those, which are made by other people that Emilio just distributes. This is another one of Gary's brands under the Emilio Cigars banner, so you can even see here, if I can do the mirror. Whoa. So Los Regalos Quetzal, Emilio Cigars, and then they have one of the Emilio logos right there. The feather or leaf, I'm not sure. I've read all about it, but I forget what the logo actually entails. So Los Regalos Quetzal is the first. I believe they're coming out with four blends under Los Regalos, Quetzal being the first. And they're actually going to be changing the name, I believe, after this initial production run. You know, these days, every time you come out with a new cigar, it seems like, you know, everyone's already used that name, so you got to come up with a new one after you've already shipped. But so yeah, this is the first of the four blends in the Los Regalos series. This torpedo is, I believe, one of four sizes. The torpedo, I measured it, and it's about, oh, what was it? About 6 1/4 by 54 ring gauge size-wise. You know, Gary's usually pretty tight-lipped about his blends. What I do know is that from a comment he made on Cigar Coop, it's a Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, and then the binder and filler are Dominican and Nicaraguan. This is made at a new factory, or a factory that's new to Emilio, one that he hasn't worked with before at in Esteli, Nicaragua. So yeah, looking over the cigar, it's a nice sort of chocolatey brown, pretty smooth, small veins. Off of the wrapper, I'm getting like a milk chocolate. This is the second of two that I've smoked that Gary sent me a while back. Off of the foot, it's more of a woody or earthy kind of note. Let me go and snip the cap here. Yeah, I'm usually not a huge fan of torpedoes just because I find they're harder to cut. You never know if you've got taken too much or too little. That's probably way too little. I don't know. I like a Parejo. Cold draw is good. It's maybe on the more of a milkshake type of, you know, resistance. And just more of the woody note on the cold draw. I'll go ahead and light this up. So yeah, busy lately. But I'm glad I was able to get out today. You know, it's incredibly sunny, so I'm having problems with the glare on my screen. And fortunately, the Wi-Fi is good, nice and strong. It reaches out here to the parking lot. I'm actually just outside my office building. We're on the top floor, but you know, I'm in the picnic tables just beyond the parking lot, and believe it or not, our Wi-Fi actually reaches all the way out here, which is fantastic. So, cigar smokers and all, you know, we like coming out here. Almost lit. Right away, getting a lot of, just on that initial sort of lighting puff, got a lot of flavor, a lot of wood, There's a sweetness in there too. You know, the mouthfeel and the smoke is nice and dense. There's a creaminess, there's a woodiness, there's a nuttiness, maybe a touch of coffee in there so far. Smoking great right off the bat. Maybe a hint of some sort of spice, like a baking spice in there. I might have already said that. So yeah, I'll continue smoking my Los Regalos Quetzal from Emilio. And you know, sneak peek, I liked the first one. This is the second one. I'm probably going to like this as well. And if you saw back a month or so ago on Ben's first sort of, he called it Ben's Recent Smokes or something. You know, I know the take on our We Can Smoke series. Yeah, he talked about one of these and he went nuts over it. So we'll see how this goes. I'll check back in a minute. All right, I'm back in the first third of my Los Regalos Quetzal torpedo. It's a nice 1.5-inch ash, nice and solid, and yeah, nice white color. I'm actually going to tap it off so it doesn't get knocked by the wind into my laptop keyboard here. So yeah, things are going really, really well. Ash is great, draw is great, burns great. You know, lots of nice dense smoke, tons of flavor. You know, all the stuff I was talking about before. Sort of a lot of cedary kind of wood. You know, there was some initial creaminess that's not quite there anymore, but there's a lot of you know, nutty flavors. There's that sort of baking spice, and there's a hint of twang in there, especially on the finish. So I'm just, you know, enjoying the heck out of this thing. It is too hot out here. I'm starting to sweat. I don't know if you can see the beads of sweat forming on my forehead here, but it's you know, quite a nice change from where it has been. It seems like we don't get spring. It's just sort of jumped straight from winter into summer. I think it is supposed to cool down a little bit at the end of the week, but we've had some really, really hot days, especially for this time of year in this part of the country lately. Yeah, I'm sort of rambling, but I did a lot of yard work. You know, like a good new homeowner. I spread 39 bags of mulch. I got a lot of mulch I had to had to recover, and you know, mowing my lawn, and you know, I'm trying to fill in some you know, bald patches in the grass. So anyway, back to the cigar. My camera has stopped. Anyway, here we're back. But yeah, tons of flavor, smoking really well. You know, there is a bit of a breeze, and it seems to be holding up fairly well. But yeah, I'll continue smoking. I'll let you know what things you like after the second third, so stay tuned. All right, whoa, right on the keyboard. Uh-oh. Anyway, rolling, take two. Rolling right along here with my Los Regalos Quetzal by Emilio Cigars. At the end of the second third here. Bear with me for a moment. I'm going to have to clean that mess up. So again, the ash was holding on for another 1.5 inches before it just dropped on my keyboard. Something I was trying to avoid, but you know, it is a bit of a breezy day. But despite that fact, you know, the burn is pretty straight for you know, a breezy day. The first one that I smoked of these Quetzals was on a calm day, and the burn was absolutely razor sharp throughout. So no problems there. You know, so you know, like I said, construction's flawless. You know, great draw, great amount of smoke, lots of flavor. Here in the second third, things have seemed to settle into straightforward wood with baking spice, and that twang has really sort of come up to the forefront. Whereas in the first third, it was more on the finish. Here, it's right up front. And you know, that twang, you know, when you say twang, it could be a lot of different things. With this, it's more of a, I don't know, like a molasses or syrupy kind of twang. So there's a sweetness, but it's not a sugary sweetness. It's more of you know, like a molasses sweetness. So yeah, I've definitely enjoying this. Really interesting to see how the packaging and branding changes for the Quetzal and the second release. So this was actually right off the initial batches, and that the first production run is also going to have the same, you know, name and branding and everything. And I don't think Gary Griffith has yet disclosed what the new sort of you know, branding is going to look like, but that'll be interesting. Gary always has a way to, you know, he's got his own unique way of doing things, and bucks the trend generally. So anyway, enough of my rambling for now. I'll come back at the end of the final third and give you my closing thoughts at that point. All right, finishing things up here with my Los Regalos Quetzal from Emilio Cigars. I'm going to tap the ash off again before I have another accident on my work laptop keyboard. Actually, it's just my laptop keyboard. But yeah, things are great at the end here, as they have been throughout. I'm going to remove the band so I don't wind up smoking that. That wouldn't be good. That would probably affect the flavor a little bit. But sort of similar to the you know, the second third, lots of woody twang, that sort of underlying sweetness, baking spice. So I'd say overall the first third really pounded me. Well, that sounds weird. really attacked me with flavor. You know, really great bold flavors, and it sort of, you know, took the foot off the gas a little bit, but still really enjoyable throughout. You know, the burn, the draw, the ash, the smoke. You know, I said before, the construction is just outstanding, flawless in my mind. You know, both of these that I've smoked have been just excellent. So I still think, you know, of the latest stuff that Gary has produced, you know, my heart belongs to Melite, La Musa Melite. But another great cigar by Gary. So it seems that you know, he's got quite the hot hand, you know, regardless of which factory is producing it. You know, I mentioned earlier that this Los Regalos is coming from a factory in Esteli that you know, Emilio hasn't previously worked with. So hats off to the mysterious you know, actual manufacturer, and another winner to mark down in Gary's you know, stats. So anyway, that's enough for me for today. So stay cool out there, smoke some great cigars, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.